Alright everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Phatphil. We're going to be finishing our series with the Phase 5 of the Mod Farming Guide. We're going to be getting in here talking about calibrating versus slicing and how to identify when it's time for this phase to kick into your account, because each of these phases has their own complexities and issues, and again, skipping into them too soon will completely derail a lot of your mod progress. You would be very surprised how many players I've seen struggle with modding after trying to get into this specific phase of fine-tuning, which is the most fun. It's where all the bragging happens. But you try to rush here too soon, and you will actually end up with worse overall mods in your account, because you're going to spend all of these resources into a single mod that benefits a single character. So this phase begins when you have all of these mods in your account, you've invested these resources, and now it's about perfecting them. It's about making those minor adjustments on the mod that take it from good to great and great to God tier. So let me know your thoughts. Please like and subscribe. Let's give our shout to our channel members, as always, for their continued support and appreciation. If you're ever interested, link down below. Along with that link to the Discord server, guys, go join there, start conversations, let me know what you think. It's I think it's a pretty good server. I feel like everybody there gets along. Thank you, guys. Let's get in here. Let's talk about mods. So the big thing that I want to say here before we get, more into this phase farming guide, if you will. The reason I wanted to create sort of a video for each phase is because I wanted to show you the difference of how I found each of these. That this was not something that someone else created. Like, this is my own 5 phases that I kind of developed over my time playing. And so it's easy to break it down into the phases so that way you can figure out where you are. So in this fine-tuning phase, right, if we switch over to the screen capture and we'll move the fat face over. So this Phase 5, your primary source of progress is calibrations. This is when mod calibrations and those materials really start to make a big difference, because like I said, you've invested the resources, you've gotten the mods to gold because of the stats that are on them, and now it's about taking that little bit of defense and moving it up into another stat to help the mod. Or it's where every single role on that mod benefits the character, like this one for Rey with health, speed, offense. Over here with Kylo, speed and offense. It's even got health percent, but we got no rolls on it because they all went to the speed and the offense there. Even coming down here a little bit further, Star Killer and CLS, Captain Tarples, all of those stats kind of benefit that character. They can always get better, but you're looking for that opportunity where, okay, it's one roll that could go to another stat and it helps Dark Trooper Moff Gideon there. This phase is crucial in understanding not just the time to calibrate versus slice, which I'll show you guys that, but also when you're looking at a mod, you have to immediately think about what character benefits. How do those stats help that character? So the one thing to keep in mind here with your calibrations, it's a numbers game. Your odds don't increase because you're spending more, just like when you're slicing mods. Doesn't matter if you're going from green to blue, green to blue, or blue to purple, or purple to gold. Your chances of rolling speed don't actually increase because you're spending more resources. Now you could say, oh, well, I rolled it twice and I haven't gotten speed, so I should get it this time. I mean, that's sure, if you want to believe that, but it really doesn't. The only time you have an improved chance of slicing speed would be on a mod like this one down here, for Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum. Because I have 5 rolls of health, I can no longer get slices on that stat. So now I have a 33% chance to roll speed instead of a 25% chance. But as I've mentioned before, that's not always a good thing, because I also have an increased chance to roll the health, and I don't want flat health on this mod. I would love the offense, but I don't love the health. So that's a mod where I still would slice, but the odds aren't in my favor, because I have all the rolls on health already. So I'm kind of in this holding pattern with it, where I'd rather invest my resources where there's a little bit more bang for my buck. That's the way that I've done it. Is it the best? I don't know, but it's the Phatphil way. This phase is also very important because in this fine-tuning phase, you're starting to care less about speed. It's not that speed isn't important, but it's not your biggest concern on some characters. Like my Sith Trooper. Why the hell do I care if he has speed? But he's got 16% defense. I take that. My Royal Guard, do I care if he has speed? No. Do I care that he's got an extra 11% protection? Yep. You know, it's finding those characters where speed isn't your primary concern and other stats are. And by taking advantage of that and exploiting it, you're getting more out of your account. You're getting more out of your roster. I will tell all of my players, everybody, how you get those mods with a lot of speed and a lot of these good stats is through this phase, is through recognizing that, hey, just because this is at 12 speed right now doesn't mean it can't get higher and can't get faster. I might have to spend some resources to do it, but it happens, and it doesn't happen overnight. It takes, years to build mods like this. So when you're focusing on slicing and calibrating mods, remember, you want to benefit regardless. Like this mod for Mace Windu. This mod, I don't mind slicing this because there's 3 stats on here I love. But if I was going to calibrate, we're going to try to calibrate the flat health because getting extra speed, offense, or potency would be beneficial to Mace. Now, if it rolls flat health again, well, then that sucks. That's part of the chance with calibrations is you will re-roll that stat. Now, you can re-roll more, and you can re-roll less, or it can be a completely different stat. It is completely random. So this is where you've got to understand when to calibrate versus when to slice, right? In general, the way to think about it, if one stat present is undesirable, that you don't really love that stat, it's better to calibrate the mod than it is to slice it. Simply from the standpoint that if you slice and it rolls that undesirable stat, you didn't really help your account all that much. But if all of the stats are desirable, if all of them are really good, you're much better off trying to slice that mod again, like this one here for Chrysanthemum. All of these stats are god tier. Protection, defense, health, speed, like those are all good stats. So my thought process with this mod would be, I would slice that again. I'll slice that again. I haven't done it yet because I've had other priorities, but that's a slice again because all those are desirable for him. And maybe even if it rolls the speed, I move this to somebody else because maybe I don't want him that fast. So we're going to flip over to the game and I'm going to kind of demonstrate this live for you guys on kind of looking at this slice versus calibrate and going into a little bit more of the details there. So I want to start with my Master Qui-Gon Jinn because I know I've been looking at this mod salivating. So this mod here, we've got tenacity, offense, protection, and speed. I have all of the calibrations available, right? The 15, this is the lowest it costs to calibrate a mod with a max of 6 calibrations. You can see here, this one has 5, yet it costs 25. So I've already done a calibration there. Every time you slice up a mod, you gain additional chances to calibrate. So, this mod here, I can calibrate, twice, right? I can calibrate that twice. A green mod, you can calibrate 3 times. A blue mod, you can calibrate 4. Purple, 5. And gold, 6, right? So this mod on, say, Master Qui-Gon is a great one that I would want to slice. All of these are good stats. Tenacity, not as much. But why would I calibrate off offense percent or protection on this character? Like, he would benefit from both of those things. Whereas if we come down here to, say, this mod for Admiral Piet, flat defense, flat offense aren't as desirable to him as speed or health. So in this case, now this is gold, so I can't slice it further, but that's a calibrate. Or if we come down here to even, Qui-Gon Jinn, OG Qui-Gon. This mod is a great example of a slice. Or of a calibrate, sorry. Because tenacity's fine on him, health is good, speed is good, but flat defense isn't as good. So, because only 2 of those stats are super desirable for this particular character, I'd rather not invest extra slicing materials, which these I value significantly more than calibrations. Some people might not agree with that. Let me tell you why I value slicing materials more than calibrations. This is a big part of understanding this process. When you are slicing a mod, when you're increasing this mod, I'm making that mod objectively better. That no matter if it rolls protection, speed, tenacity, or offense, that mod gets better. I'm adding the stats to it. But when you're calibrating a mod, you are moving, a stat. I'm moving this protection, and I'm going to move it to speed, or in this case, defense, or more protection because I have 5 rolls of offense there. But do you see that logic there? The mod only gets subjectively better because I'm just taking one stat away and trying to replace it with another. Where by slicing, everything will remain, bare minimum, everything remains the same. Except, all stats will remain the same except one that boosts up. But another example of where, hey, you know what? Like this mod for Scout Trooper. This, 5 calibrations, right? It's very cheap. I could slice this up. But he doesn't love tenacity. And he doesn't really need critical chance. Not that it doesn't help him, but he doesn't need it. He's not here for his damage. He's here for taking turns and debuffs and other things. So I like him to be fast. The potency is really nice. So this would be an example for me where I would try to calibrate this critical chance off, because if it rolls potency or speed, I'm in the clear. Rolls tenacity, whatever. But they're not all desirable, so I'd rather spend my calibration mats first, because I view my slicing materials on this particular mod for Master Qui-Gon of giving me a far better stat roll. Another mod I actually just got today was this one on R2-D2. This will be another one that I wish I could slice up more. I just don't have enough materials for it. But the speed, offense, protection, tenacity, those are all desirable stats for him, particularly these 3, but even the tenacity, not bad. So I'm not really, it's funny actually, when you look at these 2 mods, they have the exact same stats. I didn't realize that. They have the exact same stats, protection, speed, tenacity, offense, just with different rolls. It's really funny. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to slice this one for Qui-Gon and see what we get. Of course, we get our tenacity, right? We had to get tenacity. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to calibrate this mod. Let's see what we get. And we roll tenacity. And look, so in this case, this is, we rolled the tenacity, so it's, but this is the one time where this mod got objectively better because I rolled more tenacity than I had. So, not the result I would want out of that, because I'd want more speed, but you guys can see the process there. We're going to keep that, and we'll calibrate this one more time, and then we'll try to do some other ones here in the account. So let's calibrate this. Let's see if we can get speed. There we go. All right. That's what I'm talking about. So we took away the speed. We took away the tenacity. So we lost almost 3% tenacity, but we gained 5 speed. We're going to absolutely keep that. I love to see that. That's good work there. That's a job well done. So now let's go to our Imperial Remnants here, where I talked about the one for Scout Trooper. So here we're going to try and calibrate this, and we're going to take away the critical chance. I don't want this critical chance. And we roll potency, so not the, again, it's not speed, but I'd much rather have extra potency on him than critical chance, so we'll keep that. Let's keep looking through and see if there's other mods in here that I could potentially calibrate. So this is where you can use this one feature here. You can go to like calibration attempts, and all I would look for is, are there any mods where I have that only cost like a 15 calibration that have desirable stats on them that I could really want to take away. Like this one for Treya is a slicing opportunity because it's health, defense, tenacity, speed. Like those are all pretty good stats for her. She's going to benefit one way or another. I also, as I've told you guys, I don't like to slice or calibrate mods that have 5 rolls of a stat because your chances of rolling something good are lower, right? So like this one for Padawan Obi-Wan, you know, I'm not going to try anything fancy there. This one for Kenobi, actually, we'll try this. Flat protection, we'll see what we get here. Oh, and we get, you guys getting the true, and so here we're just going to discard, right? You guys are getting the true version of calibrations where you're reslicing the same stat. That's 2 in the same video, gosh. should just quit while I'm ahead here. Let's keep looking here, see what other mods I have that I'd prefer to slice something away. I'm really looking for like speed mods here. I could go for just some more speed at times. Let's keep looking here. A lot of my mods, the problem is I don't hate the stats on them. Here we go. This one for, we'll take this one for L3. Let's see what we can, I don't know. I'm a little nervous there because if it rolls speed, then I have to find a new home and I'm not putting that on somebody else. So that's another good example. Like, I don't need more speed on L3. I don't want to risk getting speed on her because I like that mod for her specifically. I think that's a pretty solid mod for her. Let's keep looking through. Let's see if we can find anything super sticking out. Like, yeah, Phil, what are you doing? I'm not gonna lie. I spend a lot of time in modding. So I probably don't have a ton of mods that I can calibrate because I've probably already picked them up as like, yeah, you know, I already found that mod and I've already adjusted it to be what I want it to be. Yeah, that one for 5s is fine. Sauvage is fine. Man, we're like striking out on these. Actually, I wouldn't hate slicing this. Health, crit chance. Let's try this one for snips. That's right, this one. So we're going to try and calibrate this. We can't get more offense, but we can get protection or speed. Let's see if we can get some speed on this and take away this flat defense. I mean, dude, like how... Look at that. I mean, that's like 3 in a row now. That's ridiculous. Let's keep playing the slot machine. Go here with Han Solo. I'll calibrate off this. I'll take away this flat offense for him. I'll take away the flat offense. Let's see if we can get something good here. We roll the health percent. All right, that's not awful. That's not awful. Give Han a little bit more health. We'll take that. All right, and then let's do one more. Just look at, I know there's a couple like hidden gems in here where I just need to like get rid of some of the stats. Shorty, no. Come on. You guys are going to yell. I know I'm going to get yelled at in the comments for like missing a very obvious mod that I should do this to. So you let me know when I miss that mod and when to go back to it because I'll be kicking myself for how many calibrate. Okay, I got 17 left. So I have to do got to do a mod in like the green section here, which I don't like doing. But we'll try it. So, and there's a reason for that. I don't love, you know, doing these extra. I don't love this calibrate green mods simply because there's still a lot of chances for me to roll better stats on them. So, like, the way I view a lot of green mods in this particular instance, right, is you have a really good, like, I'd rather try to just take this and get better stats on it than necessarily like, you know, like this one for Grievous, we'll try it, but like I'd still prefer to gain more defense and potency than try and just get a ton more speed. So let's try one more here. And I mean, guys, like how unlucky can I possibly get today? I should have just stopped till I was ahead. So I rolled all of the same stats every single time but one, which is exactly the problem with calibrating. And that's why this phase is so brutal to go through. Because I spent all of those resources to get a singular mod better. Most of you are not in the position where that makes sense. Most of you are not in a point in your account's journey where you could afford to do all those things and walk away with one better mod. Right? You need those resources to go to increasing everything that's better. So that's why this phase is so crucial. Is you're trying to find those perfect mods, and when you do, it's great, and they're probably never coming off of that character ever again. So, hopefully you enjoy that. Hopefully those examples make sense. You get to laugh at me for slicing all the same stats. I love you all. May the Force be with you, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, my friends.